Spartans, the Halo headlines for the week of November 1st to November 7th, part of Podcast Evolved, your home for Halo. I'm your host, Oren, and with me today is David.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going, David?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Got some Halo stuff happening, huh?
It's a busy week. We're a month out from Halo Infinite's release, so the news will be pumping full force. And this week and a little bit of last week is definitely the early signs of it that we are on the hype train, and there is no shortage of news. So we will just kind of dive right into it. But before we get started, I would like to give a quick shout out and a thank you to all of our patrons for their continued support to make our show possible. Thank you guys so much. And
Thanks, guys.
for you listeners who are not patrons, you can head over to patreon.com/Halo Podcast Evolve to learn more about our exclusive rewards and early episodes and albums and postcards and everything in between. All right, David, first things first.
Yo.
Halo Waypoint version next is here. It is sexy AF.
Yeah.
There's a new app for iOS and Android users that you can download, and it is a it's a pretty seamless interaction. A lot of the stuff you can do in the app, you can also do on the website, whereas before you just had a mobile version of the web page that you had to access via your web browser on your mobile device, but now it's a dedicated app. They have their both entities are talking to each other, and it's only going to get better once Halo Infinite launches, when you have the service record, customization menu, battle pass menu, and things in that nature. Have you gotten a chance to check out the new website?
I did. I clicked onto it today. I thought I'd had the wrong link or something because it was so different, and I was not prepared for it. But it's pretty cool. It's really nice and slick. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Master Chief Collection redesign of the menu and stuff. But it has the similar kind of movement. It's got a similar kind of UI. I really like it. I think it's really nice.
Yes, I very much like it as well. It was very nice to read the different blog posts to prepare for this episode, and also just kind of during the week. Of course, this launched on November 1st. If you haven't checked it out yet, haven't downloaded the app yet, go to your app store, go to your webpage, and check out the latest and greatest from Halo Waypoint. Let's see, next we have the Master Chief Collection. The 343 has announced some in-game content to help celebrate Halo's 20th anniversary. Next week, in fact, we're recording this on the 7th, and of course Halo's birthday is November 15th. There will be content that you can get right now just by logging in, and they're just free rewards and nameplates. But there is also rewards that will be available in the seasonal exchange that will refresh every Wednesday from now until January 5th. So actually the first round
it's a good long time
of rewards are available now. And yeah, that's 8 weeks, something like that, 8 or 10, 8 to 10 weeks that they have. And on this Waypoint blog, on Twitter, they've had graphics showing you what the items are, and they range from armor sets, back accessories, weapon skins, and nameplates. But the two armor sets that are, they're actually pretty significant in just the Halo history of it all. One of them is for Halo 3. It's called Mirage, and it is a recreation, an identical render of the Spartan 3 SPI armor that we get in the Halo novel Ghosts of Onyx, which is all about the inception of the Spartan 3s and what their program was compared to the Spartan 2 program. And because they didn't have the funds to make Mjolnir armor for all of these Spartan 3s, the UNSC developed this SPI armor, the semi-powered infiltration armor. So you can now wear that type of armor, and it looks exactly like it does on the Ghosts of Onyx cover art. And yeah, you can get that in an exchange. I forget which date that it's on, but it's available for that date, so you can log in and check it out and acquire that one if you want to feature the SPI armor for your Spartan, your Halo 3 Spartan. And then secondly, for Halo 2 Anniversary, which I think is pretty big because after all of these seasons, after 8 seasons of Master Chief Collection, there really hasn't been that many new armor customization options for Halo 2 Anniversary. A lot of it's been for either Reach or Halo 3. So this armor is called Orion, and it's
Ooh.
it's modeled after the original armor that the Master Chief was wearing during the 1999 Halo reveal demonstration, and I think
This
that
is
was on. I
ridiculous.
think that was on like the Apple stage with was that the one with the Rock, or did the Rock, or was the Rock there for like the actual Xbox? And
The Rock was Xbox. Yeah, this was
okay,
the
and I don't
reveal.
know.
I
I guess
think
maybe there wasn't a celebrity attached, but I think it was, or maybe it was just Steve Jobs.
the
But like
one.
I think it
Yeah,
was
the
at
one
like
you're
an
thinking of
Apple
is
event.
the Apple one. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
it's
It was
like
the
that was
Mac
like an
press
Apple event,
conference.
and Bungie
Yeah,
like showed Halo for the first time, and this is the armor that they were wearing is this Orion named armor. So it's pretty pretty wild, but like it's a great way to kind of celebrate where Halo has gone from the last 20 years. So definitely check those out. Again, you can look up the images that Halo tweeted out and featured on the blog post celebrating the 20th anniversary on Halo Waypoint, so you can check those out. So you can save the dates for what week to log in to acquire the rewards that you'd like. Some of the other ones, they're like you can get like a backpack accessory of like the OG Xbox, and then you can get like Duke controller shoulder plates. Like it's pretty wild the kind of stuff they added in there.
yeah. That
So
stuff looks ridiculous, but it's still. I suppose it's cool that it's there.
yeah. I touched on this a little bit already, but Jeff did have an accompanying cannon fodder called Anniversary Armory. It's issue 121. And it talks about kind of what I've already discussed about the history of the Spartan 3s, and kind of gives you a little bit more context for the Mirage armor, which is the SBI lore armor, as well as a brief history at the Orion program, which predates the Spartan 2 program, and that kind of gives a little bit of the context of the Orion armor, which is the 1999 Halo model that we again talked about. So if you want a little bit more detail that kind of dives into the lore side of things, Jeff very quickly spells it out to you in a few paragraphs over there on the cannon fodder. Now we have a UNSC archives. We have 2 videos. David, you took a look at these. You want to walk us through
Yeah,
what they are? It looks like some Halo Infinite live action marketing similar to
yeah.
Believe.
Pretty much like this is stuff that we've. This is like old school Halo marketing that we've seen before. Like these are just lore building kind of bits of background that are made. They're not altogether like crazy interesting, but I will say like the first one that I watched was Unspoken. So this is a character, a UNSC officer who is escaping Harvest, and him and his buddy like steal Covenant tech, and it was really important. This is like where they got the shield technology from, essentially from these guys, the stuff that they stole. So that's kind of mentioned in like Halsey's journal, where they retrieved kind of the first kind of Jackal shield generators, and that's how they learned about shield technology. So it's kind of important. That's what they're reflecting. Like these series is based on the Mjolnir armor, so it's like they're like little diary entries of like here's where this function of the armor came from. So the first one is the shields. So it's a character, and the actor has lost his voice. You can see a big scar on his neck. So there's like an AI who is like reading his expressions and giving a voice on top of him. And he's pretty much talking to his friend's parents. So his friend died on this trip, didn't make it out. So he's like telling the parents about the great sacrifices this guy made and why it's important and stuff like that. So it's pretty simple. It's just 3 minutes long, but it's just him telling the story, what actually happened. And that's kind of it. The next one is Project Magnus, and it's based on the history of the grapple shot. So this is actually a bit more interesting. I was kind of surprised in the tone of this one. So it starts off with a scientist saying, "I want to thank the UNSC for rejecting my offer." because all I had was schematics. Now I'm going to show you like a working prototype as like my second attempt to get this thing approved. And she's just making recordings of herself testing this weapon. And it's a grapple shot that she's built, and it's on her arm, and it's not working. And then the video kind of skips forward through time, tests like 10, 20, 30, jumps into like the 60s and 70s. You can see her getting kind of haggard and wrecked, and like she's obviously in an area by herself. You hear like one of the snippets is like her eating like breakfast, and you hear like the Covenant has just glassed Arcadia, so that gives you a sense of the date and time that takes place. So that's around Halo Wars 1. So like pre-Chief, all that kind of stuff. We're talking about 2020s here. And or 2520s, something 2520s, I think it was.
2520s.
Yeah, 2520s, you get it. And she has conversations with female scientists, and she has conversations with her daughter that she's having over like a Zoom, let's say future Zoom. They're just like nice little kind of set pieces. And obviously the scientist, she's getting very stressed. Her project's not working. And it's kind of cool. It's got great music. It's got a really good tone. I was kind of like getting really into it. I was like, this is really emotional piece for like what is essentially like a harpoon. You know, the grapple shot. I was like, this is kind of really... And then the tone shifts really fast. It's kind of funny. Like she gets it working and shoots into a wall and immediately pulls her into the wall and she smashes her face and falls into the ground. And she's got a big grin on her face. But I was just like, wow, I wasn't expecting that like tonal shift. So that's kind of the end, and obviously shows the success that she built a grapple shot that works, and obviously got approved, got into the UNSC, and is now being used by Spartans. So I think that's pretty fun. It was good. They were good little videos.
Oh, well, good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll let you know when more drop. I imagine there might be a few more of these for the Infinite marketing team. But yeah, those are. Thanks for sharing those with us, David.
No problem.
Let's see. Moving along, we have designing the esports ecosystem for November. The goal of this one is to identify the role players and fans have in the ecosystem, and what you can do to help grow the scene. And one of the first words that Tashi's says is the first and main message we want to get across is that each and every one of you, the fans, can make a difference and have an impact. The blog post kind of continues and dives into how the fans and even the players make that difference and keep the Halo esports ecosystem healthy. It's kind of a little preachy, so I don't really want to relay a lot of it here, but it's pretty intuitive and informative. So if you are looking to getting more involved with the Halo esports scene or the community and just following it with Halo Infinite's launch, definitely check out this post and you can find out how you can make that difference. As well, as always, you can listen to Will and Josh over at HCS Pro Talk. They'll discuss this on their next episode, which is 208. And yeah. Then lastly, we have some news from IGN. So IGN's first series is featuring Halo Infinite for the month of November. They have 3 videos and a blog post that I was able to find. The 3 videos are for the Streets multiplayer map that has been announced. There's kind of like a reveal video where Ryan McCaffrey and one of the 343 designers kind of just do a walkthrough to some edited video. They talk about the map, talk a little bit about the design philosophy. It's an asymmetric small to medium scale map kind of designed for that classic arena 4v4 style gameplay. They kind of talked about Strongholds and Oddball, which IGN also has videos of those types of matches as well. So it definitely seems to be more objective, small scale objective based gameplay. And I really liked what I saw. I think the map looks very well polished. It gives me sort of Plaza vibes from Halo 5, as well as Skyline from Halo 4. Skyline was, I think, one of the DLC maps that was really good for like capture the flag. But just to kind of, it's kind of like a night scene. Takes place in New Mombasa at like what do they say? The Mombasa Transport Authority or Metropolitan Transport Authority. So yeah, I guess the easiest way to describe it is it's kind of like the plaza but blue, because the plaza was very green. So yeah, it looks pretty cool, and happy to see more about it down the line.
Woo.
Then the other post that IGN had was about the Battle Pass. Season 1 Battle Pass is called the Heroes of Reach, which we've known about for a little while. And a lot of this we've kind of already know from other posts, but the kind of overview that Miranda gives is that it's going to be $10, which I think we kind of just expected. We already knew that it never expires, so just kind of reiterating that once you buy it, you have it. And as more battle passes come out and you purchase more of them, you have to like equip a battle pass in order to earn experience towards that battle pass. So once, if you get to level 88 on season 1, but then season 2 comes out, then you need to, unequip season 1 and equip season 2 if you want to, progress the season 2 battle pass. So again, we kind of knew that, but that just kind of talks about that a little bit more. They talked a little bit about legendary tier cosmetics. They said that every 25 levels, they will always have a legendary cosmetic to reward, and those types of cosmetics usually fall under the lines of a character canon related piece or a new type of customization option that has a special attribute or effect added to it. So there's like a little graphic that 343, or that I guess maybe 343 put it together, but maybe IGN did, but it was included in IGN's blog, and you can see some of the gold tiered rewards, and you can see you get like Carter's armor, George's armor, Emil's, Kat's, and well, I guess the Noble Six's armor is purple, but you get those. But then you also have like the flame armor effect, and you get like these shoulder pads and
standard stuff.
Recon.
Like, yeah.
So you got to get some animated armor effects and stuff, or kind of those legendary gold tier rewards that you'll get in the battle pass, as well as your purples and your blues and stuff like that. And like with most battle passes in these types of games nowadays, it features 100 rewards that you can earn through. So they kind of just added details on that. They also talked about death effects returning, which are like the Grunt birthday party skull and the birthday confetti and stuff like that from Halo Reach. And they did confirm that there will not be any dance moves. There will be no dancing Spartans in Halo Infinite, which is very, very good, in my opinion, because I don't want this game to be another Fortnite or Destiny type of shenanigan in regards to their battle pass. Because those are good for those games, but not for Halo games. So...
Agreed.
Yeah, and that's the news. Wow, I managed to do this in under 20 minutes. I'm impressed with myself.
That was nice. That was pretty good.
But yeah, lots of news this week, and we'll keep an eye out for the following week. And as we inch away along to release, we are a month out, a month plus a day as of recording. So when this comes out, it will be under a month away from release. So stay tuned to Podcast Evolved, and we'll see you next week on the next Halo Headlines. Again, shout out to our patrons, shout out to HCS Pro Talk. I've been your host, Oren, and David was here with me. And until next time, guys, evolved.
Evolved!